18 lines from the top, page Mem Vav, which corresponds to page 91, and chapter 26, which is Chaf Vav of Shaar HaEmunah by the Middler Rebbe. And our eyes will perceive Hashem Kamo Milamata Lamaila Beneshamos Shayu Bagufam, and our eyes, which are down here, will perceive Hashem up there, and it will be in our Shama, which is in our side of our body. Now, of course, Hashem's going to be down here, but it's just Kaviyachal explaining in a manner of speaking, like as Hashem is above. But of course, he'll be down here in Lasid Lavo. We'll see him in a full sense. He's down here anyways, but we'll see him full force no matter what. To Kasif, Benachai, and to live, Lefanav Mamish, and to live before him in the full sense. Now, what this means is like this, that we're not just going to, in Lasid Lavo, we're not just going to experience Hashem in a spiritual state, as the Rambam brings in regards to how life will be in the future to come. According to the Rambam, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, he brings that that the future to come will be a spiritual state. We won't live inside of our bodies, and we'll be sitting and basking in the ray of light, in the rays of light that God gives to us, and we'll just be spiritual existing. However, that is not the Chabad Hasidus approach. The Chabad Hasidus approach states from the Lubavitcher Rebbeim, we bring from the Ramban, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman, who holds that our souls will exist in a physical body, and through our physically toiling with the earth in the land of Eretz Yisrael, which will spread all over the world, that will bring to an elevation of our souls, and our souls will exist off the toil that the body does, and that's how we're going to perceive the Eibishter, specifically through our body itself. So that's why the Middler Rebbe here is bringing the example of our physical eye perceiving Hashem, and why that is so important, because that's going to be the level we're existing on in L'asi Lavo. And that's why everything that happens with our physical body is so important nowadays, and that's why we have to take care of ourselves in a healthy way, in a happy way, and specifically with what we eat and how we exercise, and of course the Torah mitzvahs that we do, so that when we do Torah mitzvahs in the proper way, we can then prepare ourselves to be vessels for the ultimate light that's going to shine in L'asi Lavo. We can do the refinement now with our physical bodies, so that our physical bodies can then point and say, there's Hashem, and we'll be totally ready for what's going to happen. So we can get involved in the work of refining everything now. And the main idea now is, parenthetically speaking, is to produce light. So that means we have to do Aseh Toiv. So we have a tremendous mila now that's happening with the internet age, and we can get Chassidus out, we can do Torah out, we can do all of those amazing things. We can talk to people about Torah, we can talk to people about Mashiach, and if you want to, you can tell people that the Rebbe's Mashiach. If you don't want to do that, you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. I don't care. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you think is going to bring the light of Mashiach into the world, that's up for you to understand, that's up for you to do. Nevertheless, in Devar Malchus, the Rebbe brings that we have to mekabel panei Mashiach, and that when we do that, we have to bring the or the toihu bekelim the tikkun. So that's another side segment. You can always understand and say, hey, how am I going to do those things? How am I going to do it? Well, it's easy. You just raise a Mashiach flag and say, Yechia Melech HaMashiach. But then how do you do that so it's in a tikkun different way? So how do you do it so it's ba'ofen hamiskabel? Not everybody absolutely knows the answer, but we just know that we have to get it out there. It doesn't, not necessarily you just say in the middle of a shul, in the middle of davening, Yechia Melech HaMashiach. That doesn't always work. People are always happy with it. But not necessarily do you say then to the guy who's actually doing those kinds of things, if that actually is happening, hey, what's wrong with you? Don't get involved in machlokes. It's not going to work for anybody. It's going to make you mad. It's going to make that guy mad. Whatever. Just concentrate on your davening and maybe laugh at the people who are just kind of taking themselves a little too seriously. Kind of like me. Anyways, so let's go a bit farther. Okay. Mamash, please go. Be'inyan pachad Hashem shiyeh kol al kol chulu, that you'll fear Hashem, and that fear of Hashem will be upon everybody. Shizehu mora bechinas hagiloi or lamata mamish, and this will happen. This will express itself. The idea of a fear of Hashem will express itself in a revealed way down here in this world. Kamoishu koidem achet adam arishoin, as just like there was a fear of Hashem within Adam Harishon himself in Gan Eden. There was spiritual light that was happening over there, and nevertheless, Yoiser Mizeh, that when Hashem is revealed to us in Lasi Lavoy, it's going to be on a higher level. The light is going to be even greater than the light that was shining to Adam Harishon in Gan Eden at the beginning of creation. And that's the whole amazing thing with these Hasidic Mamarim. They always bring that there's a greater light, and the light is always going to be greater than what was originally existing. So we ourselves, our Torah and mitzvahs, are producing greater, are Kaviyachol producing greater light. Nevertheless, when it shines to us, it's going to be greater, and it's actually going to be from a higher level. Now, of course, within Hashem himself, everything's one, everything's simple. But nevertheless, we need to understand that the work that we do in this world actually produces greater light. So even though Hashem shined out light in one way, doesn't mean that he can't shine it out in a greater way. And he wants us to do this. As I was learning from Rav Gafni Shiur number 13, that's you can find his Or Tamim website of Samach Vav and the first mimer over there. What's the purpose of bringing out this world in such a way that we have to have avoided, and we have to have Yegiya, and we have to reach him. It's like, what's kind of like the mile in this. Why do we have to do it? But nevertheless, we do it. And we do it with, we do what we have to do with Simcha, and we know we're going to bring out a Mashiach light into the world. So let's, we have our chance. Let's do it. Okay, and I'm sure maybe I can find out the answer to my question by going back to the chapter, to that audio listening of number 13, and find out the exact answer. Okay.